All right, so we're going to be talking obviously about the main event, which is probably the most hyped fight. Every time Alex Pereira gets on there, he blows it away. And you know what? He has been a very dominant 205 champion, and he's going to face his toughest test this weekend. And I think he has a better shot than most would like to believe. Because stylistically, with Ankalaev in the wrestling against a Dagestani wrestler, against a kickboxer like Alex Pereira, who, doesn't have that much grappling credentials on an MMA basis. Now, obviously, he's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but, if you know how that works, of course, Alex Pereira, as tough as a kickboxer he is going to be able to obtain a black belt in BJJ. That's just the way it is. Because, usually, I'm going to say this, and I say this as a guy who does Jiu-Jitsu, you realize that those belts are really based on your physicality. The most leaps in my jiu-jitsu game have been when I've been going and conditioning myself, lifting weights, getting in shape, being able to take on more. That's what got me further, and guess what? The techniques got easier. So, with all fighting aspects, yeah, the physicality plays into it. But as far as MMA goes, when it comes to grappling and MMA, it really is its own beast, and Alex Pereira will struggle in that because for his UFC game, he's a stand-up guy. And you know what? The question is, can he stop the takedowns if Magomed Ankalaev shoots for them? Probably. We'll see. But the thing is Magomed Ankalaev going to keep his word when it comes down to standing and trading? Because he's talking about how he wanted to stand and trade with Alex a little bit, right? If he tries that first round, I think second round he's going to be changing his mind. Especially if you look at the Blachowicz fight. What happened is it was a draw because Ankalaev didn't wrestle sooner. He tried to stand and trade with Jan Blachowicz, and Jan Blachowicz kind of had his number on the feet. I could see why that was a draw. Do I think Ankalaev won the later rounds? Yeah, but you look back at that fight, in retrospective, he should have wrestled from the get-go. He had no reason not to wrestle because he could have taken down Jan Blachowicz really easily. And why he didn't, I think going in for his second title fight, it's going to make a lot more sense now that Ankalaev is going to just wrestle from the get-go. I don't see any point that why he should stand and trade or even test that, because pride comes before the fall. And, and Alex was able to beat Jan Blachowicz with just basically his stand-up game and keeping the game standing to get into the UFC 205 division, which led to the title shot that he earned. And if you look at that, right, you'll just see that if Ankalaev really stands and trades with Pereira, I think we're going to see Ann Still. And Ankalaev is going to be even more devastated than he was with his first title shot, because he chose to stand and trade and try to shock the world. And honestly, going in for your second title fight when the first one was so close yet so far, I really think from Ankalaev's psychological perspective, he is going to be hard pressured to get the game to the ground, because if he tries to, let's say for the first round, tries to, stand and trade with Alex just to show the world that he's got all of it, right? One hit from Alex could change that perception. We might actually see Ankalaev getting KO'd. It is a bit of a reach. It's all hypothetical, looking and analyzing the psychological and the physical aspects of this fight. But if we see Alex Pereira KO Ankalaev on Saturday night, don't say I didn't allude to this one. But that's what I got to say. And honestly, yeah, I think Magomed Ankalaev, if it is in his better interest, he should wrestle from the get-go. But peace out. See you on the next one. Cheers.